Okay, so it looks like we have crab versus scorpion. Hopefully my mic is okay here. And it looks like we got in right at the start. So, crab only playing shrewd Yasuki, that's interesting. Should probably bring up the deck lists here. Oh, so it looks like we have crab on crane splash with a height of fashion for some reason. That's interesting. And then 3 above questions, 3 duelist trainings, seal of the crab, 2 censures. That's kind of strange. Other than that, it looks pretty normal. Haven't seen Yojimbos in a while. And then the Scorpion deck looks like the standard Dragon Splash. We have a Mono no Aware in there. It's kind of interesting. No Kachiko and no Hideaway. Alright, so they both drew 5. So clearly Crab has something in his hand that he wants to play here. Attacking at Manicured Gardens with the Void Ring. Military. Crab has a ton of fate here, but I'm not entirely sure what he could have in his hand that he wants to play. He has some big attachments, but playing them on a 2-cost guy seems risky. If I were to guess, I would say I think he probably has at least 1 skirmisher so that he can attack back. Otherwise, I don't see why you wouldn't at least play the Yojimbo here. Unless he just wanted to deny the passing fate, maybe. Oh. So he used Manicured Gardens to gain a fate and then passed. It looks like he may have forgotten to use Shrewd Yasuki. That is unfortunate. Although he has the favorable ground, so if he wants to, he can always put him back into a conflict and use the ability. But still, he should have probably used it there. Well, that's assuming that there is another conflict this turn, of course, because as it stands, someone's going to have to play a conflict character. And the Sinister Soshi hasn't been used yet, so any conflict character. Okay, so they're just going to both pass their conflicts. So yeah, I think that was just a mistake not using the Yasuki there. And Crab's gonna, because of the Void Ring, oh, there's a reprieve, okay. So he'll stick around. Hello? Trying to get Handsome Dan in here.
I am here. Hello.
Okay, hi. Not entirely sure if the stream can hear you or not.
I guess we're about to find out in a second.
Yep. Okay, I think they should be able to. It's in desktop audio. If someone in the stream could just let me know.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the deck list and stuff real quick.
Yeah. So not a whole lot happened in that first turn.
Yeah, it looks like they're saying the volume's a little bit low, so if you can turn me up a little bit.
Okay, sure. Hopefully that's better.
Yeah, just grabbing these deck lists.
So we see a 3 Fate Borderlands Defender and a Vanguard Warrior. And then the Scorpion just buys his Manipulator. I'm not sure how much I like spending the reprieve. Whoops.
Accidentally pulled up Pyman's deck list.
Yeah, so he spent a reprieve to keep the Shrewd Yasuki around. I'm not sure, because I'm not sure why he just played the Shrewd Yasuki and passed the first turn, because he ended up with like 7 Fate. I feel like I would have just wanted to put one more Fate on it if that was all I was going to play. Although then it is more vulnerable to assassination, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But either way, I think that using a reprieve on something like Yasuki is not really the best value. Did he? You didn't even attack with it, right?
He defended with it, so
At least you use it.
he actually forgot to use the ability though. So
Actually, no. Oh, I just scrolled up and
did he use it? Oh, he
used
did
it.
use it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess I didn't see that somehow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's actually
that's fine then.
there's a watch commander now in this Borderlands Defender.
Mm-hmm. How many mountains does he have? He has 3 mountains. Wow. Okay, so it's very likely that he has a mountain does not fall in his hand, which would be nice to play on the defender.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just now looking at tenerim's deck list, and
Yeah,
it's wild.
it is interesting.
Yeah, tenerim normally on Lion, and he's sort of a mad scientist
Mm-hmm.
over in our chat. So got these interesting, crazy builds, and this one looks no different.
Yeah, and I guess the first time I've seen the height of fashion in a deck list. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he's got Height of Fashion. You got Seal the Crab in there too.
Yeah. 3 Crisis Breakers, so that makes sense. And you can also... This probably won't happen, but you could put a seal on a Keeper Initiate and wave the crab with it in a pinch.
Yeah, so we see Pilgrimage with a Palace over here.
Yeah.
That's rough.
So yeah, that's probably not going anywhere.
Yeah, especially not with an attack from just a lone Vanguard Warrior.
Yeah.
We're going to see a defense from Akis with this young Rumormonger in the favor. Putting him at 3. It looks like he's going to go for a policy debate here.
Yeah, this is a military conflict, so I think we can expect to see that.
Tenerim chuckling in chat. He knows what's coming.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he favorable grounds out.
No policy debate this time. So now this fan's actually a little bit wasted on luck.
Yeah.
He has no idea how to play against Tenerim's deck. I wouldn't either, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could see the favorable ground right there, so I mean, could have predicted that. But
Yeah, as I said a little bit earlier, Tenerim normally on Lion.
yeah.
Decided to defect over to Crab for the LCQ.
Do you know why he decided to do that?
Because he wants to win.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Lion is not doing that great right now, but
Lambert asked me, Tenerim is on Crane Splash, but a
yes.
back Crane Splash.
Yeah, he has 3 above question, 3 duelist training, and 1 height of fashion.
Go ahead and link the deck list right there for you.
Yeah.
In stream chat.
So yeah, that fan is kind of wasted now. Unless he can... No, that was the water ring, so he can't even stand that guy back up.
He preemptively put a fan on this Bayushi Manipulator too.
Yeah. And he has the Sinister Soshi to debuff someone to make it easier to policy debate them.
Yeah, but most likely, you know, if we see this Manipulator attacking to anything, I think Tenerim's just gonna not defend.
Yeah, that's possible.
Or you can put the Borderlands Defender in, which gives him a little more of a fighting chance to defend the policy debate.
Duelist training and Crab is boss, yeah. So you can put duelist training on like Kasada, and then the action is basically just bow anybody. That's always fun. Usually when I see people splashing Crane and Crab, it's for the Courtier package. So you get the Political Rival and the Steward of Law, and then you can put For Shame in there. But Duelist Training is good too.
Yeah, what else do you guys normally run besides the conflict characters with Crane Splash?
I think that's pretty much it, just those 2 conflict characters. Again, Duelist Training is always a good card to have in Crab. The other one would be Admit Defeat as maybe a 1-of. Yeah, my taskbar is a little bit out of control. Just don't worry about that.
Oh my god.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on looking at this Jigoku
yeah.
stream instead.
So we have a Earth conflict. And, ooh, meditation. So that's going to knock the fate off of the manipulator.
And we do see the Soshi on the Shrewd Yasuki there to
Yeah.
go ahead and put it at 0.
So we're probably going to get a policy debate on that. I mean, he has 14 cards, so I don't imagine he'll lose anything that valuable. But
Yeah, tenerim is on 2 assassinates. I don't think he's used one yet. So.
yeah, although we do have the favor on Scorpion, so we can see a censure.
Yeah, he's on 2x censure, 3x forged edict.
Oh yeah, the forged edict also. Yeah, no discards. So yeah, I would probably not want to play an event here that I don't want to be canceled. There's a fan.
So the Soshi's still at 2 to 3 to this manipulator.
Yeah, 2 to 3. So he could just policy. Oh no, he passes. Then there's the meditations. So I guess he's just gonna take the loss here, and then Crab's board pretty much gets bowed out. So that's
though because of the Keeper Earth.
Oh yeah, he does get the fate. That's nice.
No keepers in graveyard right now.
Yeah.
Alright, so we already saw Tenerim's military attack, so the only thing you can do now is go in with the Vanguard Warrior for a little poke.
Yeah, and what's that?
Oh, well, yeah, I was gonna say that Akis right now is on 10 fate, so we could see conflict character
Right.
probably almost guaranteed.
Yeah, and he still has his military conflict, so if he has the Yojimbo, then he can just covert the Vanguard Warrior anyway. So he's going to attack into Shameful Display. So she's already been used, so he can't bring him down to 0 here with that.
There's no other target for the Shameful right now.
Right. I was saying the ability's already been used. So yeah, if he wants to use Shameful, he'll have to play a conflict character. So that would be, it's political, so he could play the Meek. He has 1 times Adept of Shadows, 1 Meek Informant, and 2 Yojimbos. It is airing. You could just let him have the airing here. It's not going to break.
Yeah, it's not a super impactful ring at this point.
Yeah.
I think he probably just wants to go ahead and grab the fade off of it. Although the fire ring was available, that might be a little more impactful with the Borderlands Defender sticking around for a while.
So the Scorpion player is not running Kachiko in this deck, so we won't be seeing her. Okay, he does play an Adept of Shadows, so he wants to use the Shameful Display here.
Yeah, so get the Shameful off. This Vanguard Warrior is going to drop to 0.
So I think what I would probably do here is activate Vanguard Warrior and put a fate on my Yasuki now, because then you can't use Shameful.
It's interesting he played the Adept of Shadows with a fate on him.
Yeah.
It's not something you see too often. There's the Shameful coming down. And so yeah, unless Tenerim had something to buff this Vanguard Warrior, seems kind of strange that he didn't just go ahead and sacrifice it.
Yeah, I think that was the better play.
Now he's going to have to lose an honor to put the fate on the Yasuki.
Yeah, and then the Scorpion player will gain an honor when the Adept leaves play. Oh, there's the policy debate. Yeah, so yeah, that's even worse now.
Well, it's still only 2 to 0, so
yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna win it anyway. But
yeah. Oh wow, he gives him Gives him 3 honor. So,
Let's look at let's look at this turn. This hand: Bonsai, Censure, Charge, Court Games, Duelist Training, Skirmisher, Skirmisher, Tetsubo, Rebuild, Reprieve, Seal the Crab. Mountain does not fall. Way of the Crab.
so he could have actually played the Mountain on Borderlands Defender and then had a stronger attack, but you probably want to save that card for when you're going second.
So if you're akis, what do you take here?
Let's see.
It's like he's already confuddled by how this deck works in the first place. He doesn't even know what the key card is.
Yeah. Well, Reprieve is not really going to do much currently on the board, but in the future it will be. Mountain Does Not Fall again is going to be probably big next turn when he's second player and he has this Borderlands Defender with a Watch Commander on it. So you might want to take that.
Yeah, looking at this, I'd say probably one of, I guess, the Reprieve for later, maybe Charge or Mountain Does Not Fall.
Yeah,
Probably the best
Charge.
targets right now.
Although he does have a ton of fate, so. But Charge is always good, I guess.
Yeah, if you can pay less for something, even if you have a lot already.
Yeah. You might even consider taking Duelist Training. Because if the crab board is going to stick around for a long time, then once he plays that. But he does have Let Goes, so he has 2 Let Go.
He goes with Charge.
Okay, he takes Charge.
Yeah, he's on 2 Let Go and 2 Calling in Favor. So.
Yeah. So
I think taking Charge is fine.
Yeah, I think that's good. So unless Scorpion has another conflict character, that's going to be it. And he's going to get to keep the favor. Either way, he'll keep the favor. Okay, he does have another character. So your ring choices at this point are Fire and Void. Void is not gonna. I mean, it'll bring the Borderlands Defender down from 3 to 2, but that doesn't really help you much in the current situation. And the firing has a fate on it also, so I think he probably wants the firing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Fire is probably the best choice there. Considering he just spent all that fate to play the Yojibo.
Yeah.
Might as well get some fate back from that.
And now you can probably dishonor Borderlands Defender, I'm guessing, because she's going to be around for a while, so.
Yeah, so we're not going to see a defense here. Let's see if tenerim actually drops down a Skirmisher.
Yeah, he could do that to prevent the break.
Yeah, he has enough fate to make the Skirmisher as high as, what is it, 5-9 strength?
Yeah, he could play the Bonsai.
And the Tetsubo.
Yeah, the Tetsubo would be interesting.
Oh, actually, yeah, he could play the Tetsubo on the Skirmisher.
And then put that fate back.
Off the...
Yeah. So he tried to play a rebuild, and Censure canceled it. Yeah, I guess he just wanted to rebuild favorable ground to prevent the unopposed. But well, it would also give it +1 strength if he rebuilt it on there. I don't know.
It doesn't seem like the highest value Censure though.
Yeah.
It's pretty much his favorable ground. But he's gonna move in the Watch Commander, I guess, the Borderlands, the Watch Commander. But I don't think that really does anything.
Yeah. So with favorable ground, you could move in the Borderlands Defender and then put a Tetsubo on her and knock the fate off. Or you could rebuild. You could also just rebuild the favorable grounds onto the Meditations and just leave it there, and then he would have to play another card to break it, because he's only at 4 strength. That would bring it up to 5. But yeah, I don't think that's Mm, I can actually see that. I think he's just worried about the Borderlands defender coming in and knocking his fate off with the Tetsubo. That's probably why he centered it. So it's gonna break. It's not gonna discard. And then this is where you have to remember to use Vanguard Warrior.
Hopefully so. As Tenerim did say, he's not experienced with
Yeah,
crab, so
yeah, I've forgotten to use Vanguard Warrior before, and that was not very good.
okay. So we see
Uh,
it. We see it happen.
yeah, Rudo chose to dishonor the Shrewd Yasuki, which is interesting. I'm not sure why you dishonor him over the Borderlands defender.
Yeah, it's sort of the same net gain. We see a skirmisher come down now.
Um, is he?
Uh,
So he could be playing. No. Does
did he
he?
think he had another conflict or something?
Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing that could have happened there. Oh, he does have Way of the Crab.
Yeah. And I
So,
guess you have to pick between the Depth of Shadows, or the Yojimbo.
right, so he might be doing that. Although you could have just waited to play it in the Fate phase and then you don't have to put a Fate on it, so I'm not really a big fan of that. He
Yeah,
does
so
play
we
the
see
Way
him
of the
come down.
Crab. And we're gonna.
And yeah, you're just gonna pick the Depth of Shadows.
Yeah, yeah. Keep the Yojimbo.
Feels kind of low impact.
Yeah. When he first played it, I was thinking maybe he was trying to get favor, but Scorpion has 3 rings and he only has 1, so even if he played both of them, they would just tie and it would stay on the Scorpion side. So I'm not sure why he didn't just wait for the Fate phase to play that and save the extra Fate. But
Yeah, I mean, like, you could have done something with the Tetsubo where you could have set it up so he could have waited to grab the Adept and then clear the entire board.
right, yeah.
Would have been a little costly, but
Yeah. I don't think the Adept is even that big of a target because it didn't have any Fate on it after that, and it was honored, but it has 0 glory, so it's essentially just a 2/2. Although it does stop it from going back to his hand and, coming back.
yeah, that is 2 complex characters down for Akis here.
Yeah. So he only has 2, 2 left. 1 more
Just
Yojimbo and the Meek Informant. And we know that Tenerim has another skirmisher in hand. Yeah, so Fate Phase Way of the Crab is always a good way to catch people. Skirmisher is really good for that, but yeah, when we see the new Nizumi come out, I'm sure we'll see him get used for that a lot. Because you can just drop him for 1 Fate in the Fate phase and then Way of the Crab somebody.
so Tenerim's gonna load up on his board over here.
Yeah. He kept the... I think he kept the Yojimbo since the first turn. I'm not really sure if I agree with that. I would kind of want to see something else, I think.
Yeah, something maybe a little more impactful, especially
Yeah.
with Scorpion. I think she's
So
Crab's highest scoring character.
yeah, tied with like Shuichi and Satoshi. So I think you play the Witch Hunter here. That seems like the right play. Oh, okay. He plays the Yasuki. So playing the Yasuki with 2 Fate, if Scorpion sees an Assassinate, then that's gonna hurt. I feel like I would have liked to play the Witch Hunter because you already have the Kaiyo Envoy in play. So,
Ooh, we see a 1 bid here from Akis.
oh, okay. So he has 11 cards in hand now, so maybe he's already seen what he wants and he just wants to start pressuring the honor now. He does have a Blackmail Artist. But Crab has a pretty big board here. Plus we know he has the mountain for the Borderlands Defender if he wants to play that. I'm also kind of surprised at Crab bidding 5 both turns. All 3 turns, I think, actually. Did they bid 5 turn 2?
I believe so.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Tenerim sitting on 14 cards in hand, so.
Yeah. Generally with Crab, I'm happy to bid lower. I usually start at around... Against Scorpion, it's kind of... Against Scorpion, I usually open with 5 because otherwise they're going to start stealing it back with their Stronghold anyway. But... So maybe that's what he was thinking. He just wanted to keep bidding 5 as long as Scorpion did. At this point, though, I think he will start to bid lower in future turns.
Yeah, with how many attachments he has too. All these attachment-heavy decks, they really want to see as many cards as possible since
Yeah, that's true. And he
each
doesn't...
attachment is only so much.
Since he's not running Unicorn Splash, he doesn't have Spyglass, so the only way he has to draw cards is these Shrewd Yasukis, I think. Because he doesn't have any storehouses either. So just Yasukis and Mountain Rings. We're going to see Shameful Display being attacked with the Void Ring. Was that face up? I think that was face down, right?
Yeah, it was face down, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so I wouldn't have attacked into that if it was face up, because now he gets to honor his Yojimbo. And that makes it a 6-5, which is pretty big. He assassinates the Yasuki, okay. So that's what I was saying. Putting 2 Fate on that seems kind of risky. Although, since he assassinated that now, he can't assassinate the Yojimbo this turn.
Yeah, so he's sort of committed to losing the conflict already.
Yeah. And we could still see a mountain on the Yojimbo if he wants to do that. Especially now that he knows he's safe from the assassinate.
Let's see, are there any good cards for this actress to target?
Yeah, Yasuki and Vanguard Warrior are both good. He could either draw a card or put a fate on one of his characters.
Yeah, I guess you can also go for this favored niece too.
Well, it's opponent's discard, right?
Oh, sorry, it is opponent's.
Yeah, so it's just the Yasuki or the Vanguard Warrior. But those are both really good cards to pull with that, I think. So he's currently 4-7. So if he could actually go up with a bonsai.
What's interesting, Tenerim is saying he has a difficult choice.
Right.
That's his action right now, so I don't know what he.
Yeah.
I don't know what he really needs to do here.
Yeah, I think you should just pass since you're winning. Unless he's thinking about... What he's probably thinking about is playing the mountain on the Yojimbo, so she won't bow. That would be my guess. Scorpion does have 6 fate, so it's possible that he just wanted to assassinate the Yasuki and then play a fate worse than death on the Yojimbo. He could have one of those. So tenerim passes. Okay, so that's gonna be it. What is happening here? Is this another wave of the crab?
That? Okay.
It was wave of the crab. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think that makes sense to play Way of the Crab there, because he's going to have to... It's a rough choice either way for Scorpion. Don't really want to lose any of those. So that's 2 cancels down. 3
2 more to
left.
go. I think. Well, is it? Yeah, it's
2 more.
it's 2.
Yeah, 1 more century,
Oh, no,
two
sorry.
two more forged
Sorry.
edicts.
Sorry. He's on 2 calling favors. That's right.
Calling in favors. Yeah, he has 2 of those, but I'm just talking about the event cancels.
Yeah, I
So
got the numbers on the 2 cards mixed up.
yeah. So I think he still wants to. Okay, so Scorpion has 1 political conflict left. So I think tenerim might want to just pass his conflict here.
He does have another skirmisher if he wants to drop that down. And go
That's true. You might want to do that. He still has no keepers. Watering is pretty good. All of these rings are pretty good, actually. He does just pass his conflict opportunity, though. And that creates sort of an interesting position for Scorpion. So I think Scorpion wants to attack with the actress so that he can then use the ability after that. The question is, do you attack with both? Because the chances of winning a political conflict here, if Crab really wants to defend it, don't look very good. Crab currently has 7 political, and then Box would put him at 9.
You see the actors highlighted?
Yeah, that makes sense. Shameful was already used, so you probably go there. So for Scorpion, I wonder what ring you take.
I think fire is probably decent.
Yeah,
If you want to actually try to win the conflict.
right. I feel like I would want Earth Ring, but at the same time, if you attack Earth and Crab wins, you're just giving them a fate, basically, so
Right.
that's probably not ideal. So maybe you just go fire.
Jeez, got 7 spectators in here.
Yeah.
Alright, he's going air.
Air.
And
Oh, did Air?
defense. Okay.
Air didn't have a fate on it, did it?
Air didn't. No, there was no rules of fate.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess he just wants to. Maybe he just wants to prevent Crab from attacking with air and getting some honor back. Not really sure. So we get the Yasuki used.
And so one thing I wonder is if, since he's defending with both, he might try to drop down the skirmisher and covert past the blackmail artist.
Right.
But then the actress can just sacrifice herself.
Yeah. So I think, again, we know that he has a mountain, and a mountain does not fall in his hand. So using that on the Borderlands Defender could still be a good play here. And then you get to attack with her with the Watch Commander with
Yeah, they're
four,
pretty good too.
4 strength. And then you could still play the Skirmisher to covert if you want.
But he doesn't.
He does not play that, so
And he doesn't play the skirmisher either, so.
he just passes his conflict. Yep. So currently tenerim is getting favor here. 2 to 1.
I wonder if the actress is going to.
There's another
herself.
reprieve on the. Yeah, the actress should.
Well, it's too late now. It has to be during the conflict, right? So he missed the chance.
Oh, it does have to be during a conflict. Yeah, so you can't use actress. That's unfortunate. We see a let go on the reprieve. That's pretty good for Scorpion because the Yasuki is going to be going away now. He'll still have the honored Yojimbo and the Borderlands Defender though. And he can play the Witch Hunter. So that's going to be a big board.
Tenerim being pretty passive right now.
Yeah.
I think he's really afraid of that Fate Worse to Death.
Oh, I forgot that the Imperial Palace is still here, so Tenerim
Yeah,
actually won't get the favor.
Favor's not going anywhere anytime
Yeah.
soon. He's on pilgrimage.
Which is unfortunate because we did see that Tenerim had Censure in his hand.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know. I feel like Tenerim should have mountained and then played the skirmisher bit because he would have been able to go ahead and make a threat to
Right.
break pilgrimage at least.
Yeah.
Would have been a
Well,
little bit expensive, but
it would have been Borderlands Defender had 4, Skirmisher would add 1, so he's at 5. But
and
Scorpion
I
had
think he
military favor, and he could have used Actress to put in the Vanguard Warrior, so he would be at 3.
yeah, but he did have a bonsai in hand
Right.
from earlier.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're spending a lot there, so that might not be... He does have Tetsubo, actually, so... But we did see that Scorpion had a let go. I don't know, there are a lot of variables in that. We see another Borderlands defender. Interesting. So he probably is worried about a Fate Worse Than Death coming out at some point and doesn't want to play the Witch Hunter because of that. Also, a Witch Hunter is a really good charge target, so if he draws a charge, or if he has one in hand, we could see that.
Yeah, he's only on two charges though.
Yeah, so 1 left. He does have a Keeper Initiate now.
The first keeper for Tenerim on his player 1 conflict.
With 2 Borderlands defenders and a Yojimbo, you don't really want to attack, though. You kind of just want to defend. So Tenerim is going to drop his bid to 1. Scorpion bids 3, so he's giving 2 honor, and then steals 1 back with the box. So Tenerim is still up in hand, 15 to 11. Yeah, so Scorpion really wants to win a political conflict here with the Blackmail Artist and the Liar. But with Crab's board, that's going to be kind of difficult. I wonder if we see... Maybe I was about to say maybe he plays the Skirmisher here and does an Earth attack to try to get the Keeper. If he has a charge in his hand, charging out the Witch Hunter would be really strong, assuming that there's no cancel. So yeah, I expect to see Earth here.
He's going to pilgrimage. Okay.
That's interesting.
Only has the skirmisher selected right now too.
Yeah. If you could rebuild the favorable grounds, you could bring the Yojimbo in for an extra 6. He's saying, how do you covert? Do Lion not have any covert?
We do not have any covert.
Hmm.
I think we're the only clan with no in-house covert.
Interesting.
And unicorn, yeah.
That seems weird that Unicorn don't have any. But I guess they don't.
Well, unicorn doesn't have a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so the only things that can actually defend here are the Blackmail Artist and the... Oh, I didn't know the Ojimbo can defend, okay.
Yeah, and he actually couldn't have coverted the Yojimbo because it has covert.
Interesting, he flopped the favor over to political too.
Yeah. So we see away the Scorpion. to bring him down to 0.
Uh,
So, yeah. It
and like at
is.
this point, I feel like any other cards that Tenerim is going to spend on this conflict is going to be not really that worth it.
Yeah, that's how it feels. At least he got a Fate from the ring. I would still.
Right, but
Hmm?
if you're going to do a poke attack, you might not want to do it with the
Uh,
Earth Ring. You
yeah,
actually want to get that
right.
keeper on board. Might as well go for one of the other ones, like
Okay.
fire or the water ring.
He just passes. Yeah, so I'm not too sure how I feel about that. The Earth Ring is still unclaimed now, so. But I mean, Scorpion probably isn't going to attack with it, so I'm not really. I feel like I would have liked to see a charge there, but there's
I
a.
just think he probably didn't have it.
Yeah, probably not. And there's a good chance it would have been canceled also.
Yeah, it could have been canceled. Whoever came out might have gotten Fate Worse Than Death if it was the Witch Hunter. Oh yeah, it had to be
Yeah.
Witch Hunter pretty much,
Hmm.
or at least one of them.
If he plays a Fate Worse Than Death on that, it's not a huge deal though because it didn't have any fate on it anyway.
True, but then you can't use the ability
Right,
afterwards.
right, that's true. It's better than him using it on the one you actually played though. Like if you pay the full fate cost for it. Because essentially you're trading a 1 fate card for a 4 fate card, so.
Yeah, looking over at the chat right now. Everybody
Yeah,
teasing Tenerim a little bit for not knowing how to do covert.
yeah. I mean, you can always run Tattooed Wanderer, right?
You could.
So the Yojimbo is gonna covert the other Yojimbo.
Interesting that he chose the Yojimbo and not the Borderlands Defender.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's actually still deciding. Looks like okay, maybe he heard me. So it's gonna be shameful.
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
I think that's fine because the Yojimbo's already dishonored, so all the crab can really do is honor one of his honor his defender, which we'll probably see. It is the Void Ring. You don't want Scorpion to get Void Ring because that means your Borderlands defender is, unless you have a reprieve, gonna die at the end of the turn.
Yeah, we've
So you
already
would.
seen 2 reprieves burnt already.
Right. He's thinking about only defending with the Ojimbo.
So how does the interaction with Fate Worse Than Death work for Borderlands Defender? If you use it on her,
So,
does she go home?
so all of the effects on Fate Worse Than Death resolve at the same time. So because of that, Borderlands Defender is immune to the bowing and moving when it happens. But after the whole card happens, her text box gets blanked. So then if you played a second one, she would bow and move home. But yeah, all it would do if you played just one of them would be to dishonor and blank her.
Well, the that play is available
Yeah,
for Akis
and
if you want
it
to.
it would
Family
also
free.
remove a fate. So that's another thing to consider. Now he's thinking about only defending with the Borderlands defender.
Yeah, but if he does that, it does open him up for what we're just talking about.
Right. So this is kind of a tough spot because you really don't want him to get the Void Ring, but you also don't want to open yourself up to losing another conflict, which is very likely to happen with the Blackmail Artist and the Byushi Liar. Um,
Yeah, and
And
the
then,
Soshi is still around too, so
right, right. So he's just defending with the one Borderlands defender. Probably do first action Shameful. Oh, he plays
first
Mountain.
action Mountain.
Okay, that's fine. And it doesn't get cancelled, which is good. So it's very unlike. Oh, Cloud the Mind. So I think he is going to play the Fate Worse Than Death now.
Yeah, interesting. He decides to go for the Cloud of the Mind here.
Yeah,
I guess it's decently high value. You can send this guy home, and then void off the defender with the Watch Commander.
right. So I think using Shameful Display first action would have been better.
Yeah, that way you
Um,
could have seen what you
yeah,
wanted.
yeah. Just hold the. I generally like to hold the Mountain Does Not Fall until, for as long as I can, because if they can bow them during the conflict, then you just wasted it essentially. So
Yeah, and that card is not free. It does cost one fate.
yeah. So he's
So,
probably wondering if he has any way to prevent this Fate Worse Than Death from happening. I don't think he. Oh, he has the above question.
oh, okay.
So he actually does have a way to stop it. So unless Scorpion has a let go here.
Yeah, you could have a let go or calling in favors
Or,
actually.
yeah, or calling in favors.
But a pass.
He passes, okay. So we're gonna see the Shameful Display now, I think. And then he'll be winning.
Yeah, that'll put him at 4-3.
Yep. So now Scorpion has to have another card if he wants to win this.
No, he's gonna use
Oh,
the
okay.
Sochi here,
Yeah.
which is good. Even if he uses Stronghold right now, that's not gonna put him enough to stop the win.
Right.
Although it is
This
military.
right. So he does still have. He still has the bonsai, right? Yeah, he does. And he still has the Tetsubo, although he only has 2 fate left, so that would be all of his fate. And he wouldn't get to use the action on it. So we might see the bonsai.
Well, the good thing about the Tetsubo too is that since Mountain Does Not Fall is still active, you can use this Borderlands Defender to go ahead and attack too.
That's true. So maybe we'll actually see the Tetsubo. And since she
Uh,
has 3 fate, she'll be sticking around for a long time. So we're currently waiting on Tenerim. He is going to play the Tetsubo. Now, it would be really next level if the Scorpion actually has an attachment control.
and he just waited so
And
yeah.
yeah,
Tetsubo.
that would be pretty crazy. Um,
Yeah, he has.
okay, he passes. He's only seen 1 let go so far, so he still has 4 left in his deck. 2 let goes and 2 favors. So Tenerim wins the conflict. So that's a really good win for him.
Yeah. And now he's gonna be able to go in and pick off a fate from one of these things.
Right. Um, yeah, the only person he can Tetsubo currently is Bayushi Manipulator. So,
Yeah, it's not super high value, but it is still +3 military.
yeah,
Unfortunately, he only has a political left.
yeah. So he would have to either attack and then the Manipulator defends, or just wait for the Manipulator to attack and then he defends with that one. I'm not really sure what you attack here, if you do attack, even.
And Tenerim saying, thinking about being greedy.
Borderlands Defender is a really good card.
But what What is greedy?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he could be considering here.
He wants to be very greedy.
Hmm.
So my guess is he's probably gonna do an attack with the Yojimbo, or sorry, the both the Borderlands defenders, and man, I don't know, because your two options to hit are Secret Cache or Meditations.
Right, you don't want to hit either of those. Okay, he's remembering
Oh,
that he only has a political conflict left.
yep. And that weird conflict with the just the lone skirmisher kind of sort of come back to hide me.
Right. So you might just pass your conflict here. Um, let's see. If they pass through the phase and everything stays standing, they're actually tied on favor right now.
Yeah, which is bad for Tenerim.
Yeah, he wants to get favor. So it looks like he's thinking of attacking Shameful.
Yeah, I mean that's not the worst idea. At the very least,
Yeah.
you threaten to break. It's a two stat swing if he defends with the manipulator
Mhm.
or the blackmail artist actually. So
Okay, he actually does pass. Yeah, I think he just doesn't want to attack into any of the provinces right now.
and I think that it's the right decision, but it also doesn't feel great at the same time.
Right, yeah. So your ideal situation here, I think, would be Scorpion attacks Earth, which obviously won't happen, but I think we'll see Scorpion probably attacking Shameful Display. He might just leave the manipulator at home so it doesn't get Tetsubo'd. And he gets to keep it until next turn. I think that is what we're about to see. And he's going with the Fire Ring.
Firing at Shameful.
So it's going to be hard for Scorpion to win this unless he has a lot of political buffs and Crab doesn't. Um, it looks like he's thinking of leaving the Yojimbo at home. Not.
I mean, I think at this point, you're not going to get the favor. You might as well just go ahead and defend with everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There's no more threat of conflict left.
Yeah. Because if you win this and leave her standing, then you just tie favor. Okay, he does leave the Yojimbo home though, so maybe he has something in his hand. Oh wait, so the Borderlands defender got Mountain Plate on it. So if he wins this conflict, he'll have Borderlands defender and Yojimbo standing. So he'll have 3 glory and 2 rings to Scorpion's 3 from Palace plus 1 from Manipulator. So he will actually win the favor. So that's probably what he's thinking here. But at the same time, well, so Scorpion could consider playing, we're pretty sure he has a Fate Worse Than Death. He could consider playing that on the 1 Fate Borderlands Defender to remove the Fate and dishonor it. And then if he has For Shame in hand, he could For Shame to make her bow. I think that would probably be the best scenario for him. However, it will cost him 2 honor because of the Watch Commander. So Tenerim passes. He's currently winning by 2.
Yeah, I still don't really know. Hmm. I still think leaving the Yojimbo at home is a mistake here.
Yeah, I think it might be. Um, I think he just really wants to try and get favor. I think if Scorpion has the A Fate Worse Than Death and For Shame, I think we see that here on the other Borderlands defender. Crab has no fate, so there's not really anything he can do about it. Um, he could, if he has a court games, he could play that to re-honor the Borderlands defender. But then Scorpion could just have another For Shame. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, tenerim also opted to not take any action to start out with either.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really... I don't know what action other than box here.
To YOLO or not.
So I feel like the only thing that he could be considering is the Fate Worse Than Death.
Is he gonna double fate worse than that?
That's possible. If he doesn't have the first shame, he might be considering that.
That's gonna be pretty
Yeah,
expensive play.
yeah, I don't know if I like that. I think it's just too expensive.
Well, actually, oh no, he can't because of above question. So he would have
Well,
to do it on the other
he
Borderlands
would, yeah, he
defender,
would do
which
it on the
is
other Borderlands defender. And yeah, that would cost him all 8 of his fate. It would cost him 2 cards. It would cost him 2 honor because of the Watch Commander. And essentially, all it would do is resolve 1 of Fate Worse Than Death honor. Because she only has 1 fate.
tenerim is on 3 ornate fans, and I don't believe we've seen any of them yet. We've seen one.
It looks like he has... Oh, yeah, Tenerim has 3. Scorpion player has 2. He has not played... Oh, he has played both, actually. So no more fans from Scorpion. Of course, we won't see Height of Fashion here because he doesn't have any fate. That would be pretty crazy to see that on this Borderlands defender. Oh, you can't play that during a conflict. Forgot about that. So we couldn't see it anyway.
Yeah. What a weird card.
Yeah. That's strange. I'm surprised that Tenerim is not running any policy debates, especially considering that he's running Height of Fashion.
Yeah, he's got a height of fashion. He's running, a bit of the bulkier crab with Satoshi and Shuichi.
Yeah, I feel like I would
Yeah.
like to see a policy debate in that deck.
And he is
Okay.
already on 44 conflict cards, so might as
Oh,
well draw a
wow,
couple more here.
that's true. I didn't notice that. Yeah, he's just going really heavy on the attachments, I guess.
Out of
21
line of Borderlands
attachments.
defender,
Yeah, so
which
I think we're gonna
means
see the Fate Worse Than Death now.
yeah. So they cost 1, so he's gonna have to go ahead and he can only do 1,
Right.
and it's just gonna blast this 1 away.
Tenerim says he thinks he knows what's coming.
Yeah, he did anything to stop it with no fate. No
Yeah,
fate under.
not really.
favorable ground, anything like that.
I mean, at least the watch commander's here, so he's losing 2 honor for this. Um, yeah, there it is.
Alright, so she's gonna go home.
Yeah, I think that was definitely worth it for the Scorpion, because now this Borderlands Defender is not going to be around anymore next turn.
Interesting that he thinks it was a YOLO decision, though. I think that that's the
Yeah,
right call to make.
yeah, I think
Especially
that's
if you had to cloud the mind.
right.
Scorpion is down to 5 honor now, though.
Yeah, that's true. And he has a dishonored character leaving. I would have liked to see the Force Shame over the Cloud the Mind if he had it, because then you save the Cloud the Mind for one of these Witch Hunters. But if he didn't have it, then there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, it is the last cloud of mine as well, so we won't be seeing that anymore.
Yeah, he only has 2, so that's actually really good to see as Crab.
And a tenerim, taking some time to think.
Mm-hmm. So it's 6 to 5.
I mean, I think the only thing they can really have here to help him would be the fans, right? He has
Yeah,
enough.
that's the
Well,
only.
actually, he is on 2 assassinates too,
Right, so
and
we
we haven't
could
seen one of those come down.
see an assassinate. It is possible that it gets canceled though. Oh, he rebuilds the favorable ground. Okay.
I guess that's
So
fine.
yeah, so he's gonna move the Yojimbo in and then win that way. I would have probably liked to see him just defend with the Yojimbo instead of spending the rebuild this way.
Yeah, but I guess you really wanted the favor.
Yeah. It's so hard against the Imperial Palace though.
And you could also move this Borderlands defender in if he has if he hasn't well actually let's see. Yeah, if he hasn't a fan, he can move the Borderlands defender in. I know, he chooses to do with the Yojimbo
Yeah.
instead.
The only thing moving the Borderlands Defender in would be to put Watch Commander back in, right?
Way the Scorpion on the Yojimbo.
That's
And
interesting.
he's still losing.
If he has another way of the Scorpion,
I mean, here could be where we see for shame, right?
yeah, we could see for shame. We could see maybe court games wouldn't do it. It is for shame.
There's for shame, but we're just gonna see the Crab Stronghold court games to
Court
be
games,
honest.
yeah. And we knew he had the
Oh,
court
the
games.
Stronghold was already used. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. He might have another for shame. Maybe.
He's down to 4 cards now.
Right, that's getting pretty low. So you might not be able to win this. Now that we know you had the for shame, I would definitely have liked to see that instead of the Cloud the Mind on the Borderlands Defender to bow her. And just take the conflict loss if he moves the Yojimbo in. Because then you could have saved the Cloud the Mind for a Witch Hunter or Kasada or something.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm pretty sure.
It would have to be.
I'm pretty sure he's out of juice now.
Yeah, it would have to be like an assassination on the Yojimbo or another for shame. I think that's it. Or maybe court games and a meek informant would do it. But then we don't know if Crab has another ornate fan or not.
Yeah, I think all of these options are spending a lot of resources. If you assassinate, you put yourself down to 2 honor.
Right.
If you go for this beacon
Oh,
fort,
he does have another force shame.
okay. Interesting that tenerim chooses to bow. I guess it doesn't really matter here.
Yeah, I think it's better to bow in this case, unless you have. Well, yeah, because if you dishonor, you're just losing an honor. Um, he dishonors him with the firing, though. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. He's trying to push the dishonor at this point instead of honoring one of his own guys. So now
Yeah.
Crab's going to be down to 3 honor.
Oof.
Scorpion at
Yikes.
5. This this is a big Borderlands defender though, so we'll see. Discards the Keeper Initiate. So yeah, this is pretty much exactly why I don't like running Censure and Crab, because oh, right when I say that we see the Imperial Palace, but still, it can just be hard to get favor as Crab, and Censure just ends up being a dead card then.
Yeah, it's sort of the
Um,
same in Lion too, where a lot of times it's tough to
yeah.
fight for.
So I think, let's see, Scorpion's first.
We see Hero too. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I think he's probably gonna get bought here. Um, with 10 Fate.
Yeah, I think both the illusionist and the rumormonger are interesting.
So Scorpion's win condition here is Dishonor, obviously. He only has 1 break. Um, but if Crab can make it to next turn, then he'll probably have the favor because of Palace, so he'll have that sentry turned on. He's
Shuichi.
yeah, so he plays Shuichi. I guess that makes sense. That's gonna get you some more fate, which is nice.
Yeah, it'll get you the fate, but it also I feel like Shuichi is pretty vulnerable to being pulled in by Hero Way, so you don't get to take
Yeah,
advantage of the covert.
that's true. Um, the reason a lot of Crab players have not been playing Shuichi is actually because of a Fate Worse Than Death. That card is just, it just destroys him.
It's pretty crippling to character with 2 glory and not
Yeah,
great stats.
but we're probably going to see 1 bids, so it's very likely. Oh, we actually see a 3 bid. So
Interesting.
he wanted to go down in honor so he could steal, I guess. Um, so we could see another Fate Worse Than Death here. Yeah, I kind of want to play Witch Hunter and Heat of Guardian there, but I think Shuichi's fine. Especially if you have maybe a charge.
Yeah, he's sitting on 1 fate, so
Yeah,
he has something in mind, either a mountain or a charge.
yeah. That's the other thing about running Censure is one of those sentries could have been the 3rd charge, which I think is just better.
Yeah. Either of the sentries could have been policy debate instead.
Yeah, that too. So Scorpion is first player. Um, he's got to be afraid of Hiroe ending up in the same conflict as Borderlands Defender, because then we can see the Tetsubo.
Yep. This defender would just bonk it on the head.
Yeah.
The advantage is that he would be able to go ahead and cure away the Shuichi too, and then there's no conflict left for Tenerim.
Right. So it looks like he's attacking with the manipulator. He's just doing an air ring. So Crab could have another mountain here, um, but if you spend your last fate on that and then he cancels it, that's not good. It's
He's gonna
defending with,
defend with Shuichi.
yeah. So this means, well, so if you defend with Shuichi, it means that even if he has the fate worse than death, you get to gain the fate before it happens.
Yeah, then you also get an extra fate from Manicured Garden too, so you actually go to 3.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Um, if he has a charge, he might just play that and not defend with anyone. But again, that leaves you open to getting canceled. And Scorpion could have the bonsai to try to break if it's unopposed.
Yeah, I think now's probably just the best time to go for Shuichi.
Yeah, probably. So he gains one fate. See what the Scorpion does. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, well, at least you got the value from Shuichi before he got potatoed.
Yeah, and he still has one fate on him, so he'll be around next turn. So he uses Manicured Gardens. So we'll
Yeah, this
see
isn't
if...
gonna be a break, but he will
Right.
probably take an honor here, which will put tenerim down to 2.
Yeah, so that's a tight spot. So yeah, I think that probably says that he doesn't have charge, because I definitely would have wanted to play charge there.
Yeah, especially now you just got 2 extra fate with it.
Okay. That is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a mountain played not during a conflict before.
Yeah, preempted this, and he passed. Huh?
Yeah, I think passing you definitely pass your conflict opportunity here, because you just played mountain on defender, so what you want to happen is him to attack you and you defend with defender, and then it doesn't bow, and then you can attack back. Also, if you attack, then he can just not defend with Roe and then get another unopposed conflict and pull somebody into, well, no, he won't even get anything out of that. Shuichi's already dishonored and the defender can use Tetsubo.
Yeah, and I think we're not going to see an attack from Scorpion here.
Yeah, I think he passes here. And then you probably want, as Crab, you obviously want Earth Ring, but being at 2 honor is not a good spot. There's not a whole lot. Yeah, so we get to see his hand. He can't play Assassination. He has a Bonsai. 2 Duelist trainings.
He puts one of them on his Borderlands defender.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big defender. If he wanted to, he could try to go for the Fate Phase Way of the Crab to kill Hiroe with Shuichi. I don't know if that would be worth it or not.
It's scary.
Yeah,
Shuichi is dishonored right now, so
that's true. He is a 1/1 though, unless you can honor him, so it might be something to think about. So a lot of the stuff in his hand he just can't even play right now. He's probably hoping to get a Crisis Breaker, so those seals will do something useful. So he's attacking with the Meek Informant. Okay, so I think he just wants the 2 fate from the Water Ring. He's not really going to try to win this, obviously. Crab Box gets used there just because this is the last conflict that he's going to be defending, so I guess you might as well. So now I think you do a military attack with the defender, probably Earth, and Scorpion will probably just not even defend, because he would be a 0, and then you could use Tetsubo, and then duelist training anyway. So yeah, you probably just don't defend.
Yeah, well, he can go ahead and stack this favorable ground to move one in.
Yeah, to prevent the honor loss.
And we'll get a keeper after this, too.
Yeah. So I think Crab is actually in a good spot going into next turn, apart from the being at 2 honor. So you're going to want to try to get the air ring next turn to start to dig out of that hole.
Yeah, if Tenerim's greedy, he could go for this whaley crab. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
actually. Oh, that. Oh. Hmm. So this isn't breaking.
Oh, the Soshi, right, so it's not breaking. He uses the bonsai. Yeah, I'm imagining he won't pay the honor. So it is breaking again.
Interesting that he decided to go for the bonsai instead of just putting a seal the crab on there.
Yeah, I think Seal of the Crab might have been better, because then...
Is it? It's not restricted, right?
Yeah, it's not restricted. You can just put one of those on. I don't know. So
Because
yeah,
maybe he wants. Oh yeah. Oh. No, he had to do that because if he.
Seal of the Crab would put him at 6, and it's strength 6. So
Right, but then if he moved a character and he has the favor on impure on military.
but
So
then he would be
oh
losing the
no, hold on.
+1
You're right.
from favorable ground, so it would still
Yeah.
be enough. Yeah, the palace is gone. So yeah, I think, the Scorpion player actually does have 3 Miyamoto's Furies in his deck, and we haven't seen any of those.
He cannot use it because of above question.
Oh, above question, right. Forgot about that. So yeah, he wouldn't even be able to play that if he had one. So yeah, I think all the Scorpion can really do here is use favorable to move in a character and just take the break. Yeah.
So he's thinking about it right now. We saw both Yojimbos, right?
There's still one Yojimbo, I think.
Still one.
Yeah. So he could play that, but it would have to be with no fate.
Yeah, he opts to just go for this play instead.
Yeah. I think that's all you can really do. He does also have 1 charge in his deck, and he hasn't played that yet. Probably doesn't have it. Okay, so Pilgrimage breaks.
Right. Yeah. Classic Crab Scorpion. Second break, an hour and a half in the match.
Yep. So discards an Illusionist. Court Games gets discarded, and we see a Keeper come in. So Crab is going to get favor. We know he has 1 Censure. He didn't draw the second one, but he will have that one, so that's good. There's still 1 Fate Worse Than Death, so he won't be able to play that now. So I expect him to discard... yeah, I think he should discard the Heated Guardian. Probably keep the Witch Hunter. And he might not even need to keep the Palace. Although if you discard the Palace, you risk having no holdings for Shuichi. Okay, so he actually keeps everything.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty strong board here.
Yeah, it's good. So I think you just play Witch Hunter Envoy. And actually, we know he has Way of the Crab. So he could just play Way of the Crab now with the Envoy if Scorpion doesn't play anything. So Scorpion probably wants to play one of his 2 costs with no Fate to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there's
we
the
do see.
Vermont.
Yeah.
I kind of almost would still want to go for it.
Yeah, it is tempting. Um, I think you play the Witch Hunter and pass here, and then if you want away the crab, you can do it later. Yeah, he does play the Witch Hunter. Because he's not going to play anything smaller than the Rumor Monger at this point, so you might as well just get the passing fate, and then if you want away the crab, do it later. So Scorpion has to decide. I think you have to play a character here. Because he probably doesn't. Even if you have a Fate Worse Than Death in your hand, you can't play it because of Censure. So you need something on your board. If he has Charge, but again, Censure. I think maybe you play the Illusionist. Yeah, he does play the Illusionist.
Down now.
And then tenerim passes, so we'll have to see if he wants to play Yunako or not. Use the Storehouse. Okay, he does not play Yunako. And we see 1 bids.
Yeah, the Shuichi is still most likely leaving at this turn. Sorry, at the end of this turn.
Right.
-1 honor.
So you want to get Earth and Fire here as tenerim. So I think you probably attack air, or not Earth, air is what I meant. Air and Fire.
Yeah, I would go ahead and probably try to take air now while it can't be denied.
Right. The question though is, where do you attack? Looks like
he's choosing Shameful.
Yeah. I guess you can't dishonor the Shuichi because he's already dishonored, so.
Yeah, and dishonoring the.
So coverting Hiroe, does that mean he's doing a political attack?
That'll only be with strength 3?
Or I guess maybe he just doesn't want anyone to get pulled in.
Yeah, I think he wants to avoid that.
Probably military and then still covert him. Yeah. So you probably defend with one. You defend with one or both, obviously. I wonder if he's. Yeah. I wonder if he's going to use the Rumor Monger to redirect either the honor or the dishonor. Because you could. Okay, we see the.
Century goes in a policy debate.
Yeah, so unless he drew his other Century, he no longer has a cancel.
Right, but I only drew that 1 card, so.
Is this a Way of the Crab? I think it is.
Yeah, that envoy's gone. You will get a card from this.
Yeah, so I like playing Way of the Crab here because the Scorpion probably has to discard Rumor Monger. And then that means he won't get to participate in a conflict, and then he also won't get to use his ability to redirect either the honor or the dishonor from Shameful. So I might have wanted to actually see Shameful as the first action.
Yeah, then you could have dishonored that keeper.
Yeah.
And really put the pressure on Tenerim. But it is air ring, and he's still winning, so.
Right. waiting for something here.
Yeah, it looks like he's still trying to decide what he wants to kill. He kills the
Hmm.
illusionist. Okay.
Yeah, that's strange.
And what's he gonna do here? He's gonna honor the witch hunter.
So I think he
I
might.
mean, this is not impactful.
Yeah. Oh, Miyamoto's Fury. Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. I was thinking he might play a Yojimbo into the conflict. But
Well, he could still sacrifice his keeper now, right, to ready the witch hunters if he wants to preserve the board.
yeah, he could do that. But I think he's
So it looks
fine winning and not breaking. Because then you get the airing.
like charge and knockout.
Try Junako. Yeah, that's really good. So now you probably use Witch Hunter.
Well, Yunako can flip the witch hunter, put it
Right.
3 to 4.
So you need something else. And even then, he might have another Fury.
You can seal the crab.
Yeah, he can seal the crab. That's the other thing I'm worried about though is another Fury.
Did Tenerim use a Shuichi yet?
I don't think so. So he should use that at some point. He actually passed at one point, so I think he might be forgetting it. Yeah, so maybe you just let Scorpion win. It feels bad, but if you use Witch Hunter, you're losing the keeper.
Well, what does the keeper do for you here besides just prevent unopposed?
I mean, you
That's about
could,
it, right?
yeah, I guess you could do like a poke attack maybe.
Yeah,
But
Tenerim forgot that you can use the Shuichi here.
saying where are his mines, where's his Casadas. We have a use Ichi from Joe in chat. Oh,
Okay,
he
there
used
we
it.
go. He used it.
Okay, so yeah, so Crab has not been through a lot of his Dynasty deck. I think what he wanted to see earlier was probably a Satoshi.
Oh no, he can use shameful now, and he can put the dishonor on the keeper. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, he hadn't used that yet.
Man, yeah, maybe you should have gone ahead and committed uh to sacrificing the keeper to ready the witch hunter.
Yeah, that might have been better. So you need a way to gain at least one honor now before the turn's over. He's putting a Jade Tetsubo on the Witch Hunter. So he's gonna stand it up.
Yeah, I think he has to go ahead and sacrifice this
Yeah,
keeper.
yeah. Although if Scorpion, well, Scorpion only has 4 cards left, but if he's seen any kind of attachment control or another Miyamoto's Fury, then that's not going to be good for Crab.
Yeah, I mean, based on his last comment, it sounds like he hasn't seen anything. He could still.
Yeah,
No, I mean, there's not a whole lot else you could possibly have in the situation.
yeah. I know he only has 4 cards anyway, so I doubt he has anything useful here. So yeah, you have to stand the Witch Hunter now.
Joe's saying he would have attacked with the Borderlands Defender instead of Witch Hunter. I think that's probably fair. Just to
Yeah, because you have the above question, you have the duelist training. Yeah, I think that's probably better.
think tenerim right now is just trying to figure out if he's ready to lose
Yeah.
dishonor. I mean, I think you have to do it though.
Yeah, yeah, I think you definitely have to.
There'll be no other way for you to gain honor uh, for the rest of because even if he even if he goes for a fire ring and wins the fire ring, the rumor monger could just move it onto the witch hunter, and Shuichi would stay
Well,
dishonored.
he's already used that ability, so he won't be able to use it again this turn.
That's right.
You never want to expose Witch Hunter to a fate worse than death before using her ability. Yeah, that's another thing. And, well, oh, the duelist training.
Duelist training.
So he's going to try to bow Yunako, I guess, and break the shameful display. So the other thing about a fate worse than death is he had a censure going into this conflict. He used it on policy debate. So it's unlikely he has the second censure, but he did have that.
This is gonna be a tough bow though, because so the witch hunter is at 7.
Mm-hmm. Yunako's at
Yunako's at
6.
6, and Yunako can just flip the witch hunter and put the witch hunter at 5.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
and
and he
he
has a
bonsai.
bonsai. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if there's a way now. We know he has 2 seals. That would be. I'd only put him up to 8 total. So he has to have something else. He's probably saving Witch Hunter's ability just in case, so he doesn't have to use the keeper. Yeah, he's only seen Favorable Ground and Imperial Palace for his holdings. He only has 6 though, so that's not very surprising. The only other holdings he has are 3 Iron Mines and Karada District. So yeah, I think it's very possible that he just loses on Dishonor this turn.
And there's not a whole lot of outs for tenerim here.
And even with all those attachments, the Borderlands Defender only has 3 political.
Well, he gets to also have a reprieve too, right?
He could have a reprieve, but I think the Scorpion is probably going to do a fire attack next with political, and I think it's going to be hard for Crab to defend that. Although,
I mean, both characters are already dishonored though, so it's not like that would matter too much.
right, but then you stop Crab from getting firing. Borderlands Defender does have the duelist training though, so maybe that won't happen, because you could just bow her away. We have a rebuild. So now you're going to put the Borderlands Defender in, I guess?
That would be a significant amount of a military.
I think you still have to stand up Witch Hunter, though, don't you?
Right.
Or
So
maybe you...
Character.
The other option is you take Shuichi home, but that doesn't seem to help. Was that a Way of the Crab?
No, he
No,
killed Shuichi for...
Oh, to stand Witch Hunter. Oh. Okay, that's interesting.
Why killed Shuichi? I guess because he's in the conflict as a 1.
Yeah, so Keeper Initiate can still defend now. Because you don't want to lose the honor from unopposed on the Scorpion's attack. But the Scorpion has 2 attacks, so I think you just lose here as Crab. Maybe you... Yeah, I don't really see a way out. Yeah, if Scorpion has an assassination, then he can just win right now.
It's just GG. But I don't think he has it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
probably
would have been
not.
the obvious choice.
But yeah, I don't really see a way out for Crab, because even if you win this conflict and gain 2 honor, you're at 3. Then Scorpion does 2 unopposed attacks, and then you're back down to
Second
1.
Fury.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any card Crab could have that would save him here.
Yeah, I think you just have to go ahead and pass. There's no way for you to win this conflict anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, when being honor pressured, it's best to avoid shameful, generally speaking. I think it was probably a mistake to attack shameful here. His other 2 options of hitting were secret cache and meditations, assuming Scorpion has, the regular provinces. Hitting meditations would be okay, because then he just removes a fate from the Witch Hunter, and that's not really a big deal.
Yeah, the attacking shameful gave him the play that lost him the game.
Yeah. If he had the second censure this turn, he might have had a way out. But even then, I think it's hard, because you have to cancel the charge, I think.
Yeah, well, the problem was that he just got policy debated, so he probably would have thrown away.
Right. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's why he needed the second censure. So yeah, Scorpion wins the conflict. And then we'll probably see him attack fire, I'm guessing. If he just does political fire, I don't think there's a way for Crab to win, really.
Tenerim only has 5 cards left, so yeah, just political attack here with
If he has the last reprieve, he would need to attack with one of the rings with fate on it to get that.
Right. But then he also leaves himself completely open
Right.
for UO.
So yeah, I don't think there's a way.
Oh no, well I guess he does still have the favorable ground, so you can still
Oh
somebody
yeah,
in there to prevent UO.
that's true. Yeah, 2 cards left in Scorpion's hand. He passes his conflict. That's interesting. So I guess you just attack fire now?
Yeah, I mean I guess you have to. You attack fire, even if he defends with Hero, it's not a big deal.
So yeah, rumor monger's been used. That's probably why he was wondering about, or he was probably wondering about that for the firing, just to make sure he would be able to honor his keeper if he wins.
Yeah, he's gonna go back to shameful here. Could see a court games come down, but then I think tenerim would just pick. Oh, he's not sending the keeper.
Yeah, he leaves the keeper at home.
I mean, I guess it didn't make a difference, honestly.
Yeah, the keeper wouldn't really contribute anything anyway, unless he has a court games, he could honor it, I guess. He's played 1 court
Just one.
games. He has 3, so he must not have it, or I think you attack with the keeper also. Or maybe just the keeper even. Well, no, probably not just the keeper.
Right, you still have to win the conflict, so.
Yeah. And if he had a counter court games, you would want to dishonor the Borderlands defender. So let's see if he defends. He does have the Fate for Reprieve now, if he has one.
Trying to see if there's anything. Scorpion could have to prevent this.
He's played 1 court games, it looks like. So he still has 2 more of those. That one, I mean, that, yeah, that wouldn't really help. But, he, I guess he could have the 3rd Fury. Oh, but above question, so that wouldn't help
Above
either.
question still turns that off.
Um,
So yeah, so he if he defends with Hero here, Hero is just gonna get hit by the Tetsubo.
right.
Or
But-
sorry, not even the Tetsubo. He's gonna get a duelist training.
Yeah, duelist training. So yeah, this is actually looking good. Or this conflict anyway is for Crab.
as good as good can be right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, actually, I think Tenerim's actually gonna live.
Yeah, I think Scorpion had to attack fire there to just put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, so the keeper initiate's gonna get re-honored. Or
We'll
go back to
see.
neutral.
Still thinking about who to defend with. You probably want to defend with at least one of these guys, I'm imagining.
Yeah, I think you just go ahead and defend with the rumor mongers. That way, when you attack with Hero, you can get a break.
Right. And the other thing is, so if Hiroe pulls somebody and he wins the conflict, he can dishonor them. So he could potentially dishonor the Borderlands defender or the Witch Hunter, but probably not the keeper if it defends. Yeah, Tenerim realizing that he should have just attacked with defender on the first attack.
Many mistakes were made.
Yeah.
But live and learn. 4th game is Crab.
Yeah.
No defenders.
I feel like I don't like that. I think you should. Yeah, he's just letting it break, I guess. I feel like he should defend with at least one guy there, but maybe he just wants to be really sure he's going to win the other conflict. So I think what I would do as Tenerim is defend with Keeper Initiate, and then use favorable ground to move in the Borderlands. Well, move in somebody, so whoever you don't want to get dishonored if he pulls them.
Well, wait. Oh no, I think he's still dead here because Hero can just pull in the Keeper Initiate.
Well,
There's
no
no way that
he defends with it. You just defend with the Keeper Initiate, and then you can't pull it.
So
Yeah.
That's right.
So he's going up Manicured Garden. He's going to move in the Borderlands Defender. And Borderlands Defender can actually still duelist training.
Yeah.
So he's probably gonna, and Jade Tetsuba also. We haven't seen that used yet this game. So he can bow her away and get the fate off of him. I think that's what we'll see happen here. I think he probably still pulls in the Witch Hunter, just so, because he's probably still winning this unless Tenerim has a fan or something.
Well,
Well,
if you pull
oh,
in,
if you pull in, yeah,
if you pull in the Witch Hunter, then you
that's
get your other three back.
another duelist training. So yeah, you probably don't actually do that. Um, so yeah, I think you just pass. And this is Earth Ring. So if Tenerim actually has another fan here, or a Court Games, we could actually see him win this. And
He can win with the Stronghold actually, right?
oh yeah,
If he just bows,
Stronghold.
if he just bows a hero.
Yeah, he hasn't used Stronghold yet, so he could actually just win with that. And that would be big. Oh, well, no, he doesn't have any more keepers, but he would at least get the fate from Keeper of Earth. So we see Jade Tetsubo. Scorpion will probably pass again.
So next turn,
What happened?
oh no, what?
Uses Court Games. So
Wait,
I think
why?
okay, so I think Borderlands Defender, because she has the above question, she can't be chosen as the target of an opponent's event. So
Oh, you're right.
he actually couldn't target her for the Court Games. So so he needs to have the reprieve now, or if he had moved in the Witch Hunter instead. Yeah, he should have just moved in the Witch Hunter, actually, now that I think about it.
No,
Wow.
he picked the two of them in the wrong situation. So he should have attacked with the Borderlands Defender to begin with, and he should have defended with his Witch Hunter.
Yeah.
Man, Tenerim put up a good fight there up until the end.
Yeah. So he is gonna win the conflict, it looks like. But unless he has the reprieve, I think that's gonna be it. Oh, he has something else? Does he have the assess? Oh, he has the for shame.
Oh, for shame.
Okay.
All right, that's fair. So
Yeah. So we still need to see the reprieve if he has it. That's a pretty good last two cards to have as Scorpion. But yeah, it looks like based on what he's saying, he probably doesn't have it.
yeah, only 4 cards left, and we know that some of them, at least 2 of them, are Shield of the Crabs.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, these seal cards maybe not the best cards ever printed.
Yeah. Seal of the Crab is interesting. I think you'd just rather have Katana in any given situation. Like, the only thing you're really getting off Seal of the Crab is Crisis Breaker's effect, and if you want to wave the crab at Keeper Initiate. There is kind of a funny play you can do where if you're splashing Scorpion and you have the card Blackmail, you can take control of one of your opponent's cards, put a Seal of the Crab on it, and then wave the crab it. But you could also just assassinate it and only spend that one card and then wave the crab.
Would probably be a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, but it is a thing. Yeah, Scorpion I think just had like all the cards he needed that turn.
Yeah, so the player's talking it out a little bit, trying to hash out what could have been, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, looks like it's not going to be enough for tenerim, unless he's been, holding on to this reprieve the whole time.
Yeah,
Surprise!
it's possible.
I had it all along.
Well, he would have played it. Oh, okay, the conflict's not over yet. What I was going to say was if he has it, he should play it before the conflict ends, because Earthring could discard it.
It is the Earth Ring, you're right. I don't think he has it, though.
Probably not.
But it is taking tenerim a while to end the conflict, so maybe it's been a slow play the whole time. Okay, no, he's
Yeah.
wallowing in salt right now.
Yeah, so he wants to see the flip next round. I think that there were some times earlier in the game where there were cards on some of Crab's provinces that I felt like I would have wanted to discard, but he decided to keep them. In fact, I don't know if he discarded any of the cards on his provinces this game.
It wasn't a lot. I think he discarded. Yeah, actually, looking at his dynasty discard, I don't think he discarded any of these.
Yeah.
These were all bought.
I think I think you want to go through your dynasty deck faster, so then you start to see your Iron Mines and stuff. Double Assassinate he had.
Double assassinate and seal the crab.
Yeah, so just really bad hand from Crab and a really good one on Scorpion. So he would have got the Crisis Breaker, so he could have started using his seals, I guess.
Yeah, but there's a Shoju on the other side for
Yeah, so
Scorpion, so
it's not good. Alright, so that was for the LCQ.
that was the LCQ. I believe that was still around a 64.
Yes, it was. So it looks like if I had won my game, I would actually be playing against his name is Rudo on Jigoku, but it looks like his
Akis, the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
So you
So,
lost
yeah.
to.
Yeah, I lost to Void Circuit playing Phoenix, so that's who he'll be playing next round. I think that should be. Whoops. I think I don't want to say anything bad about Void Circuit, but because I think he's a good player, but I think that's going to be a really easy game for Scorpion because.
Well, I think that matchup is just awful.
Yeah. Not only is Scorpion heavily favored in that matchup, the Phoenix player also has no cancels in his deck.
You're right.
So Scorpion's just gonna get to, run wild with a fate worse than death. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, and are you still in season 5 too?
The cup? No. I lost that game also, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right. It was to.
to
That's why I watched that. It was to
yeah, to
Lena.
Lenath on Lion. So yeah, it looks like I think Joe said he's playing today at 9 p.m. EST, I believe.
Yeah. And looking at the chat right now, it looks like there's about to be a game between Shutrev and Shenful. So
Do they have a streamer already? I think they do.
yeah, it's Kingsley.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so trying to see how many crabs are left. Yeah, I guess Joe is doing his LCQ game later today, it looks like. Um, he already won his first Season 5 game. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crab players. That's not bad in round of 32 in the Season 5 Cup. And then 2 more that haven't played their round of 64 games yet.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of games happening today. Today in fact the deadline for the round of 64
Right.
for both the Season 5 Cup and the LCQs.
Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of games. So yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up there, and if anyone else has any games they're playing today and they can't find a streamer, I'll probably do that also.
All right, well, sounds good.
Yep. I'll see you later.